Welcome to Collaboration Conversations. I'm your host and CEO of Bridgeport Strategy and co-founder of the CEO Holy Grail. Once again, I have the pleasure of welcoming a guest co-host and the panelists that she's brought with her. So welcome, Billie. So glad that you agreed to be our co-host today.
Thank you for having me, Regina. I'm so excited to be here and to have all these beautiful, powerful women here supporting us.
Awesome. Sometimes we have challenges, folks, in the process of getting here. And this was one of those. We had a few challenges. So I know, though, that it's all going to be worth it. So, um, Billie, would you please share with us a bit about your journey, who you serve, and why that's important to you?
Yeah, I would love to. Ironically, I was just working on my hero's journey with my partner, Melissa, here. And we are really, that's what we do, is we help people create their hero's journey and identify what it is that where they are in that journey. And this journey is repeated. It's not just a one-time thing. And I know, being a police officer for almost 20 years now, I have had quite the journey. And these last few years, I know, have been very difficult for many people since the pandemic happened. And I myself went through a very dark time with my marriage ending and me having some estrangement from my family. It was a tough time to go through.
Mm.
And just like everybody else, we needed to find resources. And part of finding resources is reaching out when you need help. And I actually reached up because that is where all the resources come from. And when I trusted the universe to guide me where I needed to go, these beautiful women that you see here with us have all come into my life since that moment. And I'm so grateful for it because everything has led me into this moment. And I don't regret any of the ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's led me here. And so what I would love people to understand is that if you listen to your voice and get connected and you go inwards, everything that you need is there. We don't need to go externally to find it. It will come to you. And that has been my big journey. And I am always heart open, hands up, one hand up, one hand down, always learning, always growing, always evolving, and then uplifting myself, up leveling myself so then I can help up level and uplift others. And that's my beautiful journey, and it's continuing more and more, and I'm just loving life.
So, as a brain trainer, tell us briefly what you do.
Well, we have programs, just like we have programs in our phone. And we're always updating our phones, except we fail to update what's up here. And our inner 6-year-old is running our life, and we don't
Yes.
realize it. And once you get tapped into those programs through your unconscious mind, you can learn what it is that actually is stopping you from moving towards your magnificence. And that's what happened for me last year. And my life has completely shifted since I tapped in, figured out what programs weren't working for me anymore, and I needed an update. And that's why I call myself a brain trainer, because it's like a personal trainer for your brain. You know, we all need someone to help guide us where we need to go, except we need to do the work. And so we help rewire the brain, build new neural pathways so that you really can level up and start operating at a higher level, which is what we do now.
Excellent. I love it. I think I shared with you that there was a time when I was working as an educational kinesiologist and had a practice and working with people that what you do reminds me of what I did there. So yeah, I love the work you're doing. Very needed. Thank you. Billie, would you please introduce each of our guests and have them share a bit about their journey, who they serve and why?
Yeah, I would love to start with Natalie, because I give Natalie my wholehearted gratitude, because she is the person that actually got me on this path, because she is actually a trained hypnotherapist and who is the one that introduced me to what I now know as my unconscious mind and my higher self. So I'd love to start with you, Natalie.
Well, thank you, Billie. I'm Natalie Wong, and I have a background not as a police officer, but in education. I was teaching elementary school for many years, and during that time, I learned so much. I learned how to support my students and really, really look into people and see their potential. So something really happened to about 10 years ago. I was volunteering at Dress for Success, and I was working in their boutique, and I saw women coming in trying to find clothes to go for interviews because they didn't have those clothes available to them. And by helping them find outfits that made them look fantastic, I could see a big change in their demeanor, in their posture. And I thought, I've got to pursue this. This is so powerful. So I did my training in image consulting, and I could really support women to make those changes in their lives, look better, feel better. But like Billie mentioned, I decided to learn hypnotherapy, rapid transformational therapy, to really create a whole transformation, not only looking good on the outside, but feeling good and changing those negative beliefs in the inside. So right now, I support women who want to make the change, who want to bring up their confidence, who want to put themselves first, and to create a better life for themselves.
I love that. So they walk away not just with one day of feeling good in those new interview clothes, but walk away really having that confidence and feeling good about themselves. I love that. Awesome. Billie?
Thank you, Natalie. And I love that. It's about holistic transformation, right? We're not just
Absolutely.
working on one of the bodies, we're working on all of them. So thank you, Natalie. I'd like to go to Talene next, who I met again through the same networking event that I met Natalie at. And again, all these women here, we connected instantly. And Talene was one of those that I felt I've known her before, and we have finally reconvened in this lifetime, and here we are. So go ahead, Talene.
Hi, my name is Helen Bedichelli. I'm a bookkeeping and
Talene, we can't hear you very well. Your sound is really low.
okay. Can you hear me better now?
No.
Oh my.
You might want to take the thing off.
How's this?
We're hearing that. Try holding it up close and speaking.
Okay. So.
No, it's
Okay.
not doing it. Oh, now you're muted.
Just hit your unmute.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, so much better.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay. My name is Talene Bedichellian. I have a bookkeeping and accounting company. I've been an accountant for over 25 years. I'm just a numbers person. And I discovered as I was working for a CPA firm, I was so surprised at the number of entrepreneurs that absolutely have no guidance, no idea of what's going on. They come in at the end of the year or 2 or 3 years into their business, and they drop off a whole bunch of, statements and receipts. Excuse me. And there's nobody there to guide them. Nobody there to make them feel empowered. Nobody there to answer their questions. The CPA firm just does what they have to do, usually very, very quickly, because they're in a time crunch, because the entrepreneur is already late,
Right.
and everything is done, given to them, and they take their fee, and that's it. And I thought, I really want to change that. I want to help people from the initial stages of opening up their companies. I mean, they don't know what they don't know. There's so many decisions that have to be made from day one. What kind of a legal structure are you going to create for your business? Are you going to be a sole proprietor? Do you want to incorporate? What are the benefits, the pros and cons of each? I want to help them set up their initial financial structure because they really don't know all these things that need to happen. And, that's my passion. I don't just want to do bookkeeping and accounting. I want to be the person that they can come to and ask questions. And I want to help them and empower them by understanding how, everything that they do affects their business, whether or not they're making money. You would be surprised at how many people are running a business and think that they're making money, but they're not. So I'm especially passionate with helping women entrepreneurs because, of course, as a woman, I'm much more drawn to them That doesn't mean that I only work with women entrepreneurs, but I'm very, very passionate about helping women because I think it's very, very important as women for us to empower each other and help each other to grow and succeed.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Talene. And yes, she has helped me in my business. I've never had a corporation and I had no idea. I'm not a numbers person by any stretch of the imagination. And she has been phenomenal in just really helping someone like myself who doesn't really understand those types of details to really make it easy for me to understand my business and help it grow. So thank you, Talene. So glad you are in my life. Next, I would love to turn to my beautiful little sweet Hawaiian sister, Gianna, who came into my life and instantly was just, we were in love with each other, and her spirit and her energy and her soul has just been such a bright light for me and my kids. She's very close to us. And as much as she doesn't live here anymore and she's all over the place like the wind, I'm so honored to know you, Gianna. You are so talented. And I have just seen you grow and how you have come here and just allowed the resources to come, and now where your life is going. It's really, really honorable to watch your journey. So
oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Billie. And thank you everyone that's here right now. I feel so honored to be just in communication and in a group, in a circle of such powerful women. Like, that's literally my passion. Speaking about people that we serve, as women have always been like, I'm a girl's girl. And so I just want to thank everyone for being here, showing up. It just shows a level of warrior and a level of boss that I promote and I speak about a lot in women's circles and any kind of gatherings that I have the privilege of speaking to and with. And so, yeah, my story, I do a lot of things. I'm in the conscious media space. I'm an artist. I also work in the healing arts as well. I have a very unique story, as I was a near-death experience survivor. So I have that on my resume. And really, honestly, like, through my story and my work with people, is I just remind them of the limitlessness of the human spirit. It's very simple. Alchemy is available for everyone. And I always preach that if you're a woman, like, you understand this power. Everyone that and it's not just subjected to women, but like I said, I have a soft spot. And so yeah, I've just, my journey, I was a professional athlete, played for Team USA for volleyball. And I did that whole chapter of my life, and knowing the rigorous training and discipline and what that required. I played all throughout college, University of San Diego, University of Arizona, accomplished that. And then life hit me with an experience to redefine myself and an opportunity. And so that was 2018. I was hit by a drunk driver at 90 miles an hour. It was said to be a miracle that I survived. I was in a wheelchair. I had to learn how to walk again, and basically was given the opportunity to redefine who I was and what I placed my identity in. And I think that in every chapter of our lives, we have that opportunity. And oftentimes it's disguised as a worst nightmare, or, losing a marriage, a friend, a loved one. And it forces us to really dig deep and find the most authentic version of ourselves. And so that's really what that experience allowed me to do. And through that, I mean, so many things have come from that. Through that process, my artistry opened up. I'm in the process of creating a visual album that is really geared towards empowering the human spirit using ancient modalities, being on this holistic path for a while, and just helping people reconnect to the deepest part of who they are. And I'm passionate about it. It's leading me all over the place. I've been, Vancouver. In a week, I'll be in Montreal, New York, Miami, and we're going everywhere. We're going where I'm called. So again, it's an honor again to share my story and to connect with you beautiful ladies. And thank you so much.
Beautiful.
That's so awesome, Gianna. I'm so proud of you. Just go with the wind, my darling. Go with the wind. Next, I would love to speak with my beautiful business partner, my sister from another mister, who I met last year in my trainer's training. And we instantly connected. We are so alike and yet come from two different worlds. And we have just meshed together like hand in glove. And she is now my partner in our new Amplify Impact Academy, where we train other coaches in neurolinguistic programming, hypnotherapy. Yes, I am now a trainer of hypnotherapy. Who would have known? And timeline therapy, which for me is one of the most powerful modalities in the world, has made the biggest shifts for me because it can allow you to release trauma without talking about it. And as a first responder, that was very, very attractive to me because I didn't want to talk about all the things that I've been through and seen and all that. And of course, results coaching. So Melissa and I instantly gelled, and we just got back from England for our own mentorship because again, we are never done, and we grew up and grow and evolve constantly. And I was telling Melissa that this trip has been the most seamless trip I think I've ever gone on, and I've gone on lots of trips. And it just is a testament that when you find your purpose and your passion and you just trust, the universe works for you. And that's the big question that we always teach people, that, and it's just like Gianna was saying, the difference is when you can ask yourself, how is this happening for me as opposed to me?
Mhm.
It completely shifts how you present yourself and accept what life throws at you, because we can't control that part of it. So Melissa, I'm so, so happy. Every day I'm grateful that you are in my life and that we are doing this together, because it's so much more fun doing this together. So, and yeah, Melissa, you're the one who invited me here, and here I am inviting you back. So this is so fun.
And thank you, Billie. And I feel exactly the same way. And it is so much more fun doing this together. And as you said, we come from very different backgrounds. And I was in the corporate world. And then, life happens, right? Big fish buys little fish. And then suddenly after 24 years, I've got an hour to clear out my desk and no word of thanks. And as Gianna said, the opportunity to reinvent myself. And I didn't even know I had a passion for health and wellness until I was led here. And where I'm at now is I jokingly call myself the friendly toxin slayer, because as Billie alluded to earlier, we have 4 bodies, not just our physical body. And the medical industry looks at the physical body. They, look at the symptoms, and sometimes it's a Band-Aid cover of the symptoms, as opposed to recognizing the symptoms or the way our body talks to us to let us know something is wrong and can we do something differently. However, by the time the symptoms have shown up in that physical body, they've already moved through the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and then into the physical body. So I do start with helping people detox their physical body, because unfortunately we do live in a toxic world and we need to get those toxins out. However, I then use these tools that Billie was talking about to help people detox their emotional body, their mental body, those stuffed down emotions, those limiting beliefs, the negative words we say to ourselves all day long that are potentially outside our awareness, and sometimes even within our awareness, and we're saying them, as well as the spiritual body, bringing ourselves into alignment with who we were truly always meant to be, versus being in a job that we hate, that sucks our energy. And so that's what I mean by friendly toxin slayer, because that's way more fun to say than integrative health practitioner. And through this work, as Billie's explained, we met and we both fell so much in love with these tools because they are so powerful. They are so effective that we just realized if we just work with one-to-one, people one-to-one, we can only help so many people. If we get out there and train more practitioners, more coaches in these modalities, then we have an army of people out there helping people get unstuck, get out of their own way, release their trauma. And that is truly impact. And so we're naming it Amplify Impact Academy, is alongside the impact that we're having here. I also have a nonprofit called Girls Matter. And through Girls Matter, we help keep girls in school in Uganda and Kenya in order to stop teenage marriages and to break the poverty cycle, one girl, one family, one village at a time. And so 10% of all of our revenues go towards that, hence the name of what we are creating. So thank you for inviting me back, Billie. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
I love
Love you
thank
too.
you. And Honestly, training, I know I went to school to be a teacher and I didn't understand why. I have a Bachelor of Education and never used it. And now I know why. This was what I was meant to do. And I have a Bachelor of Kinesiology, which ironically, we're still working with the mind and body. And Dawn, our beautiful, powerful Dawn here, is the perfect example of the impact that we can create when we can train others. Because I happenstance ran into Dawn at a home show of all places, where she was just looking to buy a saw because she's the handy woman extraordinaire. And she came across Maddox, my little pup, and just listened to the voice. She listened to the voice, and this is where it's led her. And our newest trainer in, and she's also joining the ranks of our trainers and being able to other people. And that whole concept of, instead of giving people so they eat for life, teach them, or for eat for, we teach them how to cook so they can eat for life. And that is exactly what she's doing. Coming back out of retirement, and here she is, just as crazy as I am, going feeding and just asking questions after she jumps. So welcome, Dawn. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Billie. I am so honored to be here with all of you lovely ladies who are just powerhouses in your own right. It is so cool. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. Had a really successful business for 20 years and realized I was burning out big time. So sold it. And when you sell a business, it normally takes 5 years. That's the time allotment that I gave it. And it took 2.5 because we were just like, no, we're done. And not thinking, type A personality, you can't just sell a business and do nothing. It soon came to my the forefront of my knowledge that I cannot sit still. I cannot sit still. So I need something to do. And I started wondering, what am I going to do next? And honestly, we were going to go and teach permaculture. And I was totally happy with that. And as Billie said, when I met her, I had just run across the most perfect sawmill. And I was so excited about it because it was going to help me build my 2 barns, and it still would. And then I ran into Billie and everything changed. And I went inside myself, made a New Year's resolution type of thing for the first time in my life. I meditated and said, I need a mentor because I have no passion and no purpose. I feel like I'm missing something. And then I ran into Billie. And yes, her little dog Maddox just went, hey, lady, pay attention here. This is important. And I listen to animals more than I listen to humans. So Billie stepped in front of me and I went, okay, whatever you say. And that was no joke, 5 months ago. And now I'm a trainer. And the tools are incredible. Yes, thank you. The tools are incredible. The first time I went through timeline therapy in my practitioner course, which I graduated April 28th of this year. I know, 5 months exactly. I said to Melissa and Billie, who co-trained me, it's finally quiet in here. The screaming has finally stopped. And I was just so taken aback that, oh my gosh, that was trauma. And I had no idea that that was a trauma reaction. It was a child screaming in my head for my entire life. And when you realize that, well, I've volunteered stopping the bleeding for 10 years, suicide hotline, fly squad with undercovers, going to mental health incidents. I've stopped the bleeding the entire time. This, I can actually go in and actually help people. And you get to see them. you get to see people bloom as they grow and they let go of their trauma. And it is just the most profound thing. And once you do that, you can't not do that again. Like that is, that is now you. You must do that because you can't leave people in that place. And it's just the most amazing thing. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate Billie and Melissa and everything they've taught me and how they opened my eyes. And I will tell you really quickly, I've been with these guys, not just being taught by them, but being with them in their class and learning from them. And their students, they're amazing. They're amazing. Their students actually come out and say, I can feel that you care about me. It is so different from any other thing I've ever done because I can feel how much you care about me. It's stunning. It's stunning. And I can't see how you could not continue this work. So that's me.
Nope. We can't.
There's no stopping.
Once you're there, you cannot not stop because this is what service is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Thank you all, ladies. There's so much love in this room at this moment. I love it. And I also really appreciate your holistic approach to people, you know. So as I've thought about where we're going to dive in, here are my thoughts. That we know a lot of other people are suffering from that same no passion, no purpose, right, Dawn? And so how do we work collaboratively to help women or men to reconnect with themselves and move towards their significance and confidence and purpose in life and their passion, knowing that, you know, looking beyond the program that you've set up, but how do we more globally make that impact and help bring people to this place? Because you're doing a fabulous job, all of you. And so how do we expand that through collaboration?
Yeah, thank you, Regina. Great question. And it brings to mind this snow globe analogy that Melissa and I heard about when we were out in England with our mentor. And he said that, you know, when the snow globe, if you imagine shaking it and you're trying to find the answer, if you're trying to read behind it and you shake it, you can't actually see it.
Right.
And when just put it down and let the snowflakes and all that settle and just calm our mind, that's when we can find the answers. And it comes from within, it's not externally. And a lot of society is programmed again to find things externally. When I have this job, I'll be happy. When I have this body, I'll be happy. When I have this relationship, I'll be happy. When I make this much money, I'll be happy. And that's an internal process. And when you have to work with self, and I love this analogy of being in a jar, and the instructions on how to get out of the jar is on the outside. So you need to read it. Except you're the one who's going to have to open the jar. And that's what Melissa and I teach, is that we will guide you where you need to go. And you need that just because you need someone looking out sometimes to help you go where you need to go, from Victim Island to Solution City, as we call it. And you are the one that has to take those steps. And that's the big part of this work, is when people are wanting to move forward, they have to first want to and understand that there is something that is missing and it's out of their awareness. Because if it was in their awareness, they would fix it. And that you do need a team, and you do need your, what we call interdependence. You know, I used to be the person that was viciously independent, and we in our world call that poverty. And now, as you can see, as you said, you can see the love in this community that we've created for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's the power of that collaboration, because sometimes Melissa says, Billie, well, maybe you don't see something this way. And it just shifts my model of the world, shifts my mindset just a little bit for me to go in another direction. And that is the power of collaboration, I think.
Awesome. Who else?
Anybody else?
Well, I want to say that I agree with everything that Billie has shared, and to say to that person that if you're in that place where you don't have your passion, maybe you're not sure of what your mission is or your purpose is, and that you're in a job that, maybe you don't really love anymore. That often we choose to stay there out of fear of not knowing what's on the other side.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just easier to stay here. There's comfort in the paycheck, etc.
Yep.
And yet, when we choose to reach out to others to get the support, that's when we can open our eyes and open our awareness to the fact that, what if there's something so much better on the other side?
Yeah.
And when we're in our lane, everybody's doing the best they can with the resources they have at the time. And we get stuck in our lane, and we get stuck in that vision and that focus on that thing. And we get more of what we focus on. And so
Indeed.
we broaden our focus in order to open up the opportunities of what if it's better on the other side?
Yeah.
What if the grass really is greener? And as Billie said, when you're inside the jar and the instructions are on the outside, you don't know how to get there on your own. And
Yeah.
so that's where collaboration is so important, because you just have to start talking about this to someone else. I'm thinking maybe in the next little while, I should do something different, start to figure out what else I might like to do with my life. And that person might lead you to another person who leads you to another person that creates that aha for you of what it is that you really want to do. And now you have your purpose. And now you can go down that pathway.
I love how Dawn and Billie met, that story of,
Exactly.
And that's that having that conversation, no matter where you are, right? No matter who you're interacting with, that expression can help move that ball forward. Gianna?
Yeah, absolutely. I was beautifully said, Melissa and Billie. I also, to add to that, it's really this emphasis on community, right? Like this container that we're in is a community. The people that are tuning in to this stream are a community. And
Right.
so that is kind of where we're shifting in this stage of life, and where humanity is this need for community. And especially when you are stepping out of your comfort zone, redefining yourself, exploring new hidden skills, talents, interests, you need a community to support that new identity that you're forming. And even just reflecting on my experience, it's my recovery and my journey, I would not have been able to do that without my community. There's no way. Yes, I had to do the physical work. I had to show
Right.
up, and no one's going to do my physical therapy for me,
Right.
but on the days that I'm really struggling and I need reminding and I need support and I need positivity, or I need someone to help me bathe or help me, all of those things, as we rely upon our community. And that's where that collaboration is so imperative, to be able to really grow and expand and to reach these new horizons. We must have those pillars and those foundations of support. And those pillars and foundations have their own community that, and that's how we all, like, I see things as a whole spider map. That's how we all stay connected. That's how we will raise each other up.
Excellent. Thank you. Natalie?
Yes, to everything you said. I think it's important to feel supported in what we do, but I do see the other side. I do see that how rich it is for our clients to see that we are part of this community, because when we are all in the business of helping people, but we cannot help them in all their areas that they need help. So if I'm working with someone who's just overwhelmed by their accounting situation, I know the right person to refer them to, right?
Exactly.
If I need a personal trainer, I know someone that I totally trust to refer them to. So not only do we enrich our own lives, but we also make the lives of other people better, because we are part of this amazing group of people.
Yeah. That intertwining, that network, I love it. Yes. Talene?
I totally agree. I think for me, it's all about developing relationships with one another. When you build yourself a community of women or people, and you can connect from a heart level, you can really service each other so much better. I have
Mhm.
absolutely no problem promoting other people. If people that I'm working with are looking for a service that I can't provide, I find that I don't even think twice. I will help them find that service. I will help them and refer them to people who can help them.
Yes.
It's all about respect. It's all
Mhm.
about trust, and it's all about relationship. When we can work with one another with the intention of being in service for each other, how
Right.
can I help you to grow? How can I help you to succeed? How can I help you feel more empowered and safer? I think that we can give more than we ever imagined. It always starts with an intention. And my intention always is, how can I serve? Um, I used to think that there was only one way to serve because I'm also very spiritually inclined, and I am a Reiki master, and I used to teach and work with clients, and I thought that was the only way to serve. In my mind, it was very limited thinking. I thought the only way I could help people to grow and to heal and to be the best version of themselves was by helping them energetically.
Right.
But I now realize that I have other skills that people are looking for, and I can serve people with these skills as well. It was a real big aha moment for me. It took me many years to actually come to it and to actually accept that maybe I should be going down a different path because I do have a lot to offer in this area as well. But my intention has always been to serve. And I think if we all come from a place of wanting to help each other and build a community where each individual is respectful of each other and wants to promote and help each other, we are limitless. And that is what my heart wants to do.
Awesome. And we're all so glad that you made that shift.
Thank you.
Awesome. Dawn?
This is so dear to my heart. I would say to anyone who asked what made us so successful in our business, we helped as many people up with us as we could. And I absolutely sincerely believe that to the bottom of my heart. And I remember at one of Billie's classes, I remember saying, Jamie, you were there as well. It was right after your cacao ceremony. I remember saying to the women that were there, when you get to the top of the mountain, absolutely, I want you to stand up as tall as you can, and I want you to roar because you've made it.
Yeah.
And then reach down and help her up beside you.
Yes.
Because we are nothing unless we have as many people around us as we can. And that is the incredible part of this work. It's just, like I said, I was like, as soon as we sold the business, I got rid of everything professional that I owned. Everything. I stopped using my computer. I donated all my blazers, everything. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna teach people how to do permaculture. That's all I'm gonna do. Met Billie. Billie went, oh, yeah. And then she referred me to Natalie.
Peers, right?
Exactly. Then she referred me to Natalie, and Natalie took me under her wing and went, no, you do have to go back to that professional look for people to actually listen to you. And I did. With her help, Natalie was very, very graceful in helping me out there, but we all need to be around each other.
Yeah.
We are so much stronger together. And if anyone thinks they can do anything on their own, the only thing they can do on their own is alienate other people around them. When you are with your community, you're lifting everyone up at the same time because we are all so much stronger together.
Yeah.
And it just shows. And to be a person who needs to be in service. I have always had volunteer positions where I am in the midst of helping people through some of the worst times in their life. And I've appreciated that so much because at least I can be there to stop the bleeding. Now to be able to help them before they get to that, no greater gift. And I couldn't have done it without the rest of you guys there. So collaboration is everything in what we do.
You make me think of that, that statement about the rising tide lifts all boats. But also the other thing that you made me think of there too, Dawn, and each of you to some degree is, one of the things that excites me the most in life is being part of the ripple effect. Having an effect on one person or an impact, helping them achieve what they're trying to achieve. And then they go out and change the world. They go out and change other lives. And then those people go out and change other lives. And it is just the most amazing thing to be a part of that. You may never know how many lives were touched by that starting point. And I'm sure you won't. If it's doing its job as a ripple effect, you will never know because there'll be so many people. But it's so exciting to be a part of that and to know that we each have the power and the ability and the capability to change lives and to make a difference in the world. So thank you, ladies. You've made a difference in my life today. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. Billie, you did a great job bringing your 5 together. Awesome. Well, ladies,
way more.
No, only 5. Billie, we're going to enter our wrap-up round now. So, folks, Billie is going to lead that, and she's going to call on each of you for your final thoughts about collaboration and also your contact information. And while she's doing that, I'll put your contact information out into the comments. Okay? So, Billie, take it away.
Thank you so much, Regina. It's been such a pleasure. And like I said, I have such a beautiful heart-led community. And for those of you, most of you know this about me, that I have yearned for this my whole life, where I've never felt like I fit in. And when you find the people that are there to lift you, that's where home is.
Yes.
And if you have people around you that aren't doing that, you're just around the wrong people. That's it. Because there are people there that are meant to lift each other, because this is our purpose in life, is to grow and evolve as a species, not just as a single human being, as a species. And so these beautiful 5 women here are definitely had such an impact in my life in helping me grow and continue to do that. And like you said, we are creating this beautiful ripple effect that is going to go out and touch countless lives, which is why we have called our company Amplify Impact Academy, because together we can shine brighter. And we are loving the team light, this team light community that we are creating. And more we are shining our light for others to come join us as well. So I'll start with Melissa. Your final thoughts. Oh, you're on mute. Just unmute, Melissa.
Thank you, Billie. And I just want to share with people that if you're in a place right now where life feels hard, that this is the perfect time for you to reach out, because life doesn't have to be hard. We actually in our trainings show you that life gets to be easy when you learn the tools, when you build community, when you collaborate with others. And so know that that's the fact that it's hard means that it's time for you to shift. And so who is it that you can reach out to today to take action, to shift, to get support, and to start creating life the easy way so that you can live a life full of joy, full of love, and be the very best version of you. And you can do it.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Melissa. And yes, I'm so happy to be doing this with you. I'm just so excited for life. Dawn, we'll go with you next, who is our newest member of our beautiful Trainers Academy.
Okay. This one is, we all think we know certain things in our life. Like we've all heard the phrase, blood is thicker than water. The actual quote on that, the one that everyone has forgotten completely and gotten ass backwards, is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Mm.
It is that the people who are around you, who share the same beliefs as you, are the ones you surround yourself with that will hold you up. It is something that if that one little thing can shift for you, think of how much more you've gotten wrong up to this point. And if you want your eyes opened a bit, if you want to look at it from a different perspective, this is where you come.
Yeah. I love that. Our job is to raise consciousness and uplift humanity together and just end this needless suffering that we see out there. It is needless, really it is. So thank you,
It
Don.
is indeed.
Thank you.
And Talene, will go with you next. Your final thoughts.
My final thought is always come from the heart.
Yeah.
Ask yourself how you can serve others and surround yourself with people who have the same ideology. It's so easy when you're around people. How do you feel? How do they make you feel? Do they make you feel expanded? Do you walk away feeling lighter? Do you feel that you can trust them? Do you feel that they have your best interest at heart or not? I think as long as we continually tune into our heart and listen to what our heart says, we can never take a step wrong. And if we surround ourselves with a community of heart-based people, can you imagine what a wonderful world this would be? I know that, I want to surround myself with people who are loving and caring and giving and want to give to me as well as receive from me. So my final thought is always focusing on your heart and follow your heart because it never steers you wrong.
100%. I love that. And, as we teach in our trainings, play the love story instead of the horror show because it's a choice. We don't have to play that horror show, which we are programmed to play. We can choose to play the love story and live from that resonance of life. So that's beautiful. Next, Natalie, what are your final thoughts, my sweet friend?
My final thoughts. If you're listening right now and you feel alone, you feel like, there's no help out there, I want to tell you there is help out there. There's so many modalities and so many coaches that offer amazing services. I would just find the one that resonates really with you and reach out because there's never been a time in history where there was more help available. You just need to find the right person for you. And those are my final thoughts.
Yes, I love that, Natalie. And thank you again for bringing me into this wonderful world of hypnotherapy and the unconscious mind. I am forever grateful to you. And last but definitely not least, my dear little sister Gianna, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are just, be grateful for this moment that we have. And there is no such thing as an ending. There's always just transitions and new beginnings. And if you feel like you are in an ending of a chapter, an ending of an era, to look at the unknown, not with fear, but of possibility, of newness, of excitement, of hope, and be open to experiencing that new reality. I promise you that it exists out there, and it just requires our openness. And sometimes life events will orchestrate because spirit knows what you need to break, and it doesn't mean to break down, it means to break through and to break open. So trust in everything that is occurring for you and know that it is all part of a divine plan.
Love that. I love that. Yes, break through, break open, get to your magnificence because it's all there. I love that. You are all magnificent. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful that you guys took your time to share. And as Regina, as you can see, this I love that you are doing this for people. And
Thank
the
you.
concept of having conversations around collaboration, because there's no such thing as competition. And all there is service with love. And for those of us that don't feel that, find someone that can help guide you there, because really at the end of the day, that what it's all about is love and understanding and compassion. And thank you all for being here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure, ladies, to host you today. And I look forward to opportunities to collaborate. So
Yeah.
with that, we're going to wrap it up. We'll say goodbye to our viewers. We thank you for being here, whether you're watching this now or later. We hope you enjoyed it. If you know, wherever you're at, if you can leave us a comment or like or any of that, we appreciate that. And we'll see you next time on Collaboration Conversations. Bye for now.